Hey, what's good, guys? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Burn the Books. It's the Birdman here. No dragon, no cat. It's late, like late. I should have had this all done earlier in the day, but I procrastinated. I haven't put out a couple videos. One, so I was going to say about the national championship game. Congratulations to Michigan, Jim Harbaugh getting the job done. That was the most recent pick that I made. I liked Washington in that game. Washington ended up getting beat by 3 touchdowns, and Michigan just looked dominant on all sides of the ball. Say what you'd like, Michigan just played a hell of a game, and they did a great job. And yeah, I mean, it was really they said they played really solid. I didn't think that Michigan was going to do it with all the sanctions and stuff. I was feeling that they weren't really on it, but I mean, I feel like they beat that. And the last couple of years, I mean, I really haven't thought that J.J. McCarthy was the guy, but I feel like he proved me wrong. I mean, he ran the table this year, and I mean, we'll see what happens to him next year. It's he's still got another year of eligibility, and let's say, I mean, congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines and the national champions, being the national champions. Way to be, guys. Um, we do have some NFL coming up this week. We got 6 playoff games. I'm not going to give you all my pick on those just yet because we have NBA games tomorrow that I would like to go over. The first one being that the Sacramento Kings are on the road against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Joel Embiid is going to be out. Robert Covington is also out. Sacramento has a light injury report. They're 3-2 against the spread their last 5 games. 76ers are 1-4 with the last 5. They're 0-3 their last 3. I like the Kings in this game. Joel Embiid is a huge deal. um, Tobias Harris just recently came back. I mean, Tyrese Maxey's playing really well, but I said Joel Embiid is reigning MVP for a reason. And in Sacramento, they have a light injury report, so I'm just gonna have to take the Kings on the road in this game, minus the 1 point on the road against Philadelphia. Next, I have the Indiana Pacers are playing against the Atlanta Hawks, and the Hawks are a 5.5 point favorite at home. Tyrese Halliburton is going to be out for the Pacers, while Clint Capella, Trae Young are going to be probable for the Hawks. DeAndre Hunter and Wesley Matthews are going to be out. The overs in this game are a 252.5. I mean, they put up 309 in one game earlier this season. It feels like it would be pretty solid on that end. The 252.5, the overs in that one. It's the only over under I have. They went way the Pacers went way under last game. I believe they only put up 220 points. If Trae Young is going to be out there, and the Pacers are going to be playing, they've been playing 7-second basketball pretty much. So I feel like the overs are to play in this one, over 252.5. It's the only one I don't even have a side on this deal. Like I said, I just have the overs on that one. The next game we have the Rockets are on the road playing against the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons have been pretty bad this year. They're 7.5 point underdog at home. The over under on this one is 227, and Isaiah Stewart is going to be coming back for the Pacers, but Cade Cunningham is going to be out. They're 0-3 since Cade Cunningham got hurt. Dylan Brooks is going to be out for the Rockets. They're 0-2 on this road trip, but I do look for them to turn it around. I like the Rockets minus the 7.5 on the road. The Pistons have lost 5 out of their last 6 by double-digit points. I mean, it feels like a safe bet. Rockets minus 7.5 on the road against the Detroit Pistons. The next game we have the Orlando Magic are on the road playing against the Miami Heat. Miami Heat are a 3.5 point favorite at home. The over/under is 219.5. Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler are going to be doubtful this game. Tyler Hero and Caleb Martin are going to be questionable. Gary Harris and Jonathan Isaac, Franz Wagner are going to be out. Wendell Carter has been upgraded to questionable for this game. With all those people being out, I feel like they're going to be missing a lot of the Heat are going to be missing a lot of. They'll be missing a lot of defense in this game with Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler being doubtful. Uh, there are quite a few big men out for the Orlando Magic, but they've been playing pretty solid despite that. I'm going to take the Orlando Magic plus the 3.5 on the road in this game. Like I said, I feel like Lowry and Butler, they're really good defenders, and like I said, I'm just going to take the Magic plus the 3.5. I promise you I'll get back into the swing of things here pretty quick on this. I'm sorry, I've just been kind of stuttering my way through. Like I said, it's late. The Clippers are on the road on the next game. They're playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are a 7.5 point favorite or underdog at home. John Morant, unfortunately, tore his labrum in the last game. He's going to be done for the year. Marcus Smart, Derrick Rose are going to be out. There's no injury report for the LA Clippers. Both teams are 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games, but again, John Morant, that is really huge. Marcus Smart's not going to be in there. Let's say I would take the Clippers minus the 7.5. The only way they don't cover the spread is if they don't want to, and that is this almost feels like a. I don't like to use the word lock, but I mean, Grizzlies have been running pretty bad. I mean, Steven Adams has been out for the year as well. Morant's already missed 25 games this year. I mean, this is going to be a long season for the rest of the way. So, like I said, we're going to take the Clippers minus the 7.5. Next, we have the Portland Trailblazers are playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minnesota. Minnesota is a 15-point favorite in this one. Rudy Gobert is going to be questionable, while on the other side, Malcolm Brogdon, DeAndre Ayton, and Moses Brown are going to be out. Portland has lost 5 of their last 6 by more than 22. In their last game, they lost by over 60 points to the Thunder. The Timberwolves feel like a pretty good bet, minus the 15. That is what I'm going to tell you to take. I try not to be too big on large point spreads like that, but so Portland has been really just been getting thrashed all the way around. So we're just going to take that. I guess Jeremy Grant can't carry the team by himself. The rest of the guys are young. Like I said, things just aren't really catching on for him. I'm not really sold on Chauncey Billups as a head coach. It is what it is, guys. The Minnesota minus the 15. The next game we have the Warriors are on the road. They're playing against the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls are a 3.5 point favorite at home. Draymond Green is going to be out due to conditioning, while Chris Paul, Gary Payton II, and Moses Moody are all going to be out. The Warriors have lost 5 out of 7 at home. The Bulls have won 3 state games, and they went 2-0-1 against the spread. I'm going to tell you to take the Bulls on this one, minus the 3.5. The Warriors have been really struggling, and it seems like they don't really have a lot of bench depth without Draymond out there, Chris Paul being hurt, Gary Payton. Moody was a pretty big piece off the bench, and like I say, he's going to be out as well. Barring Steph Curry having a 50-point game, I like the Bulls to cover this spread, the minus the 3.5. We have a battle of the basement dwellers in the next game. We have the Charlotte Hornets are on the road versus the San Antonio Spurs. Zach Collins is going to be out for San Antonio, while Gordon Hayward, Frank I don't know how to pronounce that word. He's going to be out. Cody Martin's going to be out. LaMelo has been upgraded to questionable. P.J. Washington is going to be doubtful for this game. San Antonio is 4-1 against the spread, while the Hornets are 1-3-1. I'm going to tell you to take the Spurs on this one. Wembanyama's really been playing lights out. He had a triple-double in under 22 minutes in his last game. The Spurs, I feel like it's hard to say that a team is gelling when they've only got 6 wins, but they're starting to pick it. They're starting to pick up. My buddy Bill, he's been really trying to tell us that he feels like Wembanyama might be the best player in the NBA. We'll see how it goes. I mean, they still got a lot of season left. He's only a rookie. I mean, he really could be. We'll just have to see how that goes down the line. But I'm telling you, take the Spurs minus the 1 point. Uh, Next, we have the Toronto Raptors are on the road. They're playing against the Utah Jazz. Jazz are 2.5-point favorites at home. The over/under on this one is 237.5. Jakob Pertl is going to be out. Otto Porter Jr. is doubtful, and Pascal Siakam is questionable for the Raptors side. Utah has no injury report at all. The Raptors have lost 3 out of 4 on this road trip, while Utah has won 4 out of 5. I do like the Jazz and minus the 2.5. The Raptors have been playing against some pretty stout teams on this road trip, but the Jazz they bring the pain every game. The minus 2.5 just really feels good. The Raptors were doing pretty well after the trade deadline, but like I say, they've been feel like the injuries are starting to catch up to them. Pascal Siakam, if he is not on the court, the Jazz are going to cover the minus 2.5 almost easily. So that's my pick for you on that one, minus the 2.5 for the Utah Jazz. And then for the last one of the night, we have the New Orleans Pelicans are on the road against the NBA champion Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets are an 8.5-point favorite. C.J. McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Trey Murphy III are all questionable. Denver is pretty much injury-free. They had a couple of guys that have been out for the season thus far, but they're 2-3 against the spread, while New Orleans is 4-1. The Pelicans actually won their first matchup outright. The Nuggets bench has not been playing very great thus far. These last few games. I would tell you to just wait to make sure that the Pelicans are actually all going to be out on the court. I feel like they will, and if they are, I love the plus 8.5 in this game. So Denver has been struggling. They don't have some of the pieces that they had last year. They still have time to get it together, but it's hard for one player like Jokic to do everything by himself, and I feel like his supporting cast, maybe Jamal Murray needs to step it up a little bit, and his forwards, Porter and Gordon, they just need to step it up a little bit as well. But I feel like the Denver Nuggets are they're really needing some bench help. So I would almost tell you to keep an eye out. Maybe they'll put in a mid-season trade, and see what's going down for them. I had a couple of friends of mine that had birthdays this week. Shout out to them. Jay, happy birthday. Hackathorn, happy birthday. We'll see y'all next time down the line. I'll have y'all a playoffs episode for the Saturday games tomorrow, along with some NBA picks. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I say, I'll get back into the swing. I feel like I kind of just struggled my way through this episode, but I wanted to make sure to crank it out. I've been having headaches these last couple of days, and I'm trying not to have any excuses. Like, I want to be as consistent as I can be, and like I say, we're just going to keep cranking these out, guys. I do appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time around. Y'all be safe out there. It's supposed to be really cold in the area that I live and across a lot of the Midwest, so y'all be safe out on the roads, and we'll see y'all next time around. Thank you for tuning in.